Holy shit. How's it going, fellas? We're back here at the farm. Today we're gonna go down to the pit bike track, check out what's changed. We haven't been down there all winter since it's been hunting season. We don't want to scare away the deer. I've also been seeing these makeshift fire-fueled hot tubs on Instagram, so we're gonna scrounge up some materials around the farm and see if we can't make one. First things first, there are some parts that I didn't think I was gonna find around the farm. Got some steel tubing here. This is gonna go inside or around our fire to heat the water. I've got some rubber tubing, heater tubing, and some female adapters. This is gonna connect to my steel tubing, go into my container that's gonna hold the water. Hopefully we can get it rolling. So, I fished this barrel out of one of our old barns. I think this is gonna be the container for our makeshift hot tub. This used to be, as you can see, water is written here. This used to be for our pig roast. We'd put water, tea, lemonade in these things. People would drink out of them, which is kind of wild. But we're gonna clean this thing up with a pressure washer, bring it down to the bend, and see if we can't start cutting into it, make it into a makeshift hot tub. Okay, we got the outside cleaned up. Let's check out the inside. Some bugs. Well, we're gonna have to wash this guy out. Luckily no one's been drinking out of this thing for 15 years. Got our barrel cleaned up. We're gonna load it up in the back of the side-by-side, clean up around here, get down to the bend, and set up our hot tub. It's good. Got our barrel loaded up. Let's head down to the bend. As we made it down to the bend, we're gonna get our barrel set up, our fire set up, water in there, get her lit up, and then we'll check out the pit bike track while she's heating. I don't know if I've ever introduced the bend before, but here's our river bend on our property. Here's the tiki hut I've built down here. There's usually sand here in the summer. There's a big arch built for swings. Our fire pit's over there. We drink about 1 million beers down here every Saturday in the summertime. We've got our barrel here propped up on a pallet so the water spigot can drain out there at the end once we're done with it. We've got our fire pit here. I'm gonna get the metal tubing in here. All the wood stacked up, lit fire, real hot. Then we're going to connect her into the barrel, get some water in there from the river over here, and then we'll have ourselves a makeshift hot tub. Little f***ing with me. First things first, we got to drill 2 holes in our barrel so that it can feed into our steel tubing in the fire here. Hopefully it'll get real hot, the water will circulate back into the barrel, and then we'll have hot water. You're probably wondering, why is this guy down in the woods building a makeshift hot tub? I've got 2 answers to that. 1, the hot tub kits were like 1,800 bucks. Definitely not paying for that. 2, like any guy who loves monster trucks or guns or wants a full suit of armor with a sword or to shoot a rocket launcher, I have autism. But any cool guy who has cool hobbies has autism. Imagine your friend comes in and he says, hey, this is my friend Jeff. All he likes is college football. You're gonna be like, that guy's weird. F you, Jeff. With that being said, I've got our 1-inch bit. I'm gonna drill into the bottom here on our bottom pipe and top, probably middle, for our 2 tubes going in. One's gonna feed out the cold water and the other's gonna feed in the hot water. So I've got our top hole drilled. That's where the hot water is hopefully gonna flow in. Bottom is gonna be down here. Cold water is gonna flow out, heat through the steel piping, come up into the top hole. So I bought gasketed adapters for this hose to go into this barrel, but I'm thinking probably don't even need it. So we're just gonna jam it in there and then jam the hose around the steel tubing and see what happens. Yeah, turns out it fits almost perfectly. I think the tube is just gonna fill in those cracks there and crevices so the water won't come out, but it fits perfectly. Would you look at that setup? This is like a moonshiner rig right here. Way back in the woods, no one around, you just walk up to this thing. But anyway, now that she's tubed in, I'm gonna start filling her up from the river water, 1 bucket at a time. Got our barrel filled up, gonna start working on the fire. Today I was smart, Bailey, brought a torch. It's gonna make this whole thing so much easier. I'm gonna get a bunch of wood here, get it stacked up in the fire pit, get it hot for our barrel water. So the plan is, we're gonna get some of this wet stuff out of the way at first. We're gonna get our sticks piled up around the backside here so it heats up this backside. We've got some zip ties on here. I was leaking and I forgot hose clamps. So zip ties it is, but we're gonna get some of this drier stuff piled up back around it and then get that lit up fire. So maybe some on the inside here, and hopefully she heats up the water perfectly. All right, fellas, this is really cool. I didn't know if the fire was working at first. Couldn't really tell. The water wasn't heating up at all. But now that the tubing is pretty hot, I can feel the water pumping up through that top one. It's very hot. The bottom one is not hot at all. It's still cold, or the cold water is flowing through the bottom, circulating through our steel tubing, coming up through here into our barrel. And you can see in the barrel, the hot water is being pulled in. That's pretty amazing. Fire's lit. We got some big logs lit up now, so she should stay on fire for quite a while. Water's about 75 degrees. It's heating up pretty quick. I did look up what it's called when the heat rises the water up into the barrel. It's called thermosiphon, which that's pretty cool. We're gonna check out the pit bike track, drive around, get a little muddy, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Here's our glorious pit bike track. She's in a little bit of a sad state right now, I'll admit. It's been a harsh winter for her. We haven't been down here to do some upkeep. Grass hasn't really grown back. In the next couple months, we're gonna come back down with a mini excavator, a skid loader, redo her, complete overhaul, fix all the rust jobs, fix all the ramps with no landing pads, make sure she's a proper pit bike track. The pit bike track was one of our first videos we made. It was so much fun. We rented a skid loader, came down here, tore a bunch of shit up. It was a great time. Highly recommend watching that video. But for now, I'm not gonna go into a huge detail what we're gonna do in the future. I'm just gonna get in the side-by-side, hit a little rip before we get back to our hot tub. Good thing we came back when we did, boys. We're almost out of fire, but I don't know if you can see in the barrel, she is steaming. It's probably like 110 to 105 degrees. Not really sure what bath water is, but this is bath water. I'm gonna get ready, do a cold plunge before I get into the hot tub. Let's get after it. It's March 1st, it's about 45 degrees. There's a trick to these cold plunges, all right? You walk in really slow, inch by inch, so your body gets used to the cold, inch by inch. And then when you get up to your head, you're used to it. Woo! It's actually not that cold. Woo! Not cold at all. You can definitely swim in this. Oh, Woo! Holy oh. Oh. Come here, baby. Big barrel. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was cold. Oh, there goes some water. All right, fellas, that settles it. You don't need $5,000 and a nice hot tub to have a good time. All you need is a barrel, some steel tubing, a nice fire, and your buddies, and some beers, and you can have a great day in the wintertime. Like and subscribe for more stubbies. All right. Oh, it's gonna be bad getting out of here. Oof. Here's a trick to do anything you don't want to do. Just say, if I don't do this, I'm gay. So, if I don't get out of this water and clean everything up, I'm gay.